Would you like to get your mom married to someone else?
And stop you hug me today. Katie, you did not kiss me today. I'm not expecting that.
What do you think about sex after getting married? Waiting when they'll be getting desperate. He's scared of doing sex. Sex is not only ejaculation. It is also about, Okay, let me talk about a framework, about a sex.
And I would say that's the worst thing ever.
Sexual life is not good.
That is better.
Divorce is better.
Yeah, get separated.
My name is Ketan.
My name is Nupura.
We discuss life of Indians in USA,
Relationships
and self-improvement. Let's get to it. This podcast is for the people who don't want to get married. Okay, because there are a lot of Gen Zs out there who don't want to get married now, because that's a thing right now in the world. They don't want to get married. There are some people who don't want to have kids after getting married too, but that is something we can talk in some different podcast. And this podcast is also for the people who want to get married, but they are skeptical. They are scared about it. We both are married from last 8 years.
We just had our anniversary on Christmas.
Exactly. Happy anniversary. And we will be discussing here today on the marriage thing. Ready?
Yep.
All right. So before that, what marriage is, right? So if you ask me to give a bookish knowledge, or usually interview mein puchte, so I would say that it's union between two individuals. Male female, or female. This is marriage. But if you ask me an unofficial definition of marriage, this is what I would say, that marriage is a part of a system. And what is a system? System is, you're born, you go to school, you go to college, then you choose your career, then you get married, then you have kids, and you look after them. This is a system. But if you break this chain,
then you're screwed as per the...
you are screwed as per the people. You are not as per the norms. For me, it happened like I was born, I went to school, I went to college, I chose the career. I did not choose the career. My father chose the career and I started liking the career. That was a good thing for me. My father did that. But if you don't get married, people will raise eyebrows.
Yep.
Right? And for me, marriage is like unnecessary spending on people you don't know.
So that's the wedding.
That's the wedding. Yes. You invite people you don't know, right? Like for example, I told you yesterday, right? We invited 600 people to our wedding. I knew only 60 people, and I'm in touch with just 6 people right now. That's how it is. You tell me, like, your definition of marriage. What do you think?
So as you said, that is correct. I feel like even for me, marriage is something like union of two individuals.
Okay.
But with that also comes the families.
Right.
Because they play the biggest role.
Right.
I feel. Like 2 individuals, it's fine. But with that, getting the families involved and having, like, keeping them happy is also a big challenge in
That's
any
a good
marriage,
point, actually.
right? So I would say, like, that is one challenging, that is one thing. Marriage is something like where you can commit, okay, where you can trust the process, where you are ready to give your 100%.
Okay.
Because if you're not ready to give your 100%, it is not going to work this way that, okay, I'm married, but still, I'm not going to try. I'll stay the way I am. I'll be the way I am. I'm not going to change.
Right.
It's not going to work that way. Like now you mentioned that we are married for 8 years now. If you look back at the day we got married, till the date, do you think you're still the same person?
No, I'm not.
Right? Do you think I'm the same person?
You are not.
Right. Why? Because it's not always that you have to change. You even tend to change because the other person, they say, right, that the 5 people around you, you try to become more of like the 5 people around you.
Right.
So even that influence also plays a bigger role.
Okay.
Because you're all the time with that person. But again, yeah. So I feel if you're ready to contribute, if you're ready to sacrifice certain things, that is what a marriage is for me.
Okay.
Wedding is just a ceremony, I would consider. Everyone can get married. Now I can say that. Like everyone can get married, but not everyone can have a good marriage.
Good marriage. Okay. So now that you're talking about good marriage, let's talk in the first half of the podcast. Let's talk about the good things of marriage. In next part, let's talk about bad things of marriage. So that will give a clear idea to person who is watching this video to decide whether or not to get married or
But
not.
always remember one thing. शादी का लड्डू खाए तो भी पचता है, ना खाए तो भी पचता है.
All right. Okay. So the first point that I have is companionship. Companionship and adjustment. So that's a good thing, right? Every person needs a companion.
Correct.
Right? For example, me, even though I like to work on my art, I always need an energy around me, right? A presence around me, a companion around me. Ki bhai, at the end of the day, I want to talk with someone ki bhai, this is what happened with me today.
Yep.
A companion. What do you think about that? Like, it's a good thing. Like, what are the brighter side of it?
No, you really need someone to talk to, because I don't know how is the life of I don't know how is the life of loneliness, to be very frank.
Okay.
I've never been alone.
Okay.
I've always been with my family, and then I got married.
Okay.
Right? Or else I had roommates, something of that sort. Okay. So I don't know actually how a person who can live alone,
right,
how he can live
right,
alone. But then, if you remember, we had this chat few months back, I believe, that if our parents at certain age, they want to get remarried, if to have a partner with them, I'm also okay for that. The reason behind that is that companionship is needed in every stage of your life. Best friends, yes, you have your best friends.
Okay.
But even the best friends would have commitments, right?
Right.
Not always they'll be always available for you, right? So and not just for the selfish reason of it, not really only for the selfish reason that it's okay, I need your help all the time. Doesn't mean I have to have a companion.
Right.
It's for all the things, like as you said, you need support in something, or if you're having a low day, if you're having the best day, you need someone to share with, right?
Right. You need a companion to share.
Right. You need someone. So, but you were against me that.
This is what she asked. If at some point an unfortunate thing happens, and would you like to get your mom married to someone else? I said I'm not comfortable. Right? And this is what it is. I am not comfortable. I have seen her with my dad, and till I die, I feel that
that's how you want to see
I'm more
her.
comfortable if my mom is with my dad.
Correct.
Right? I cannot see. The thing is, I'll not stop her if she says it, but I cannot see her with someone else.
Correct.
And
everyone
this
has
is how
their opinions. Yep.
Is this possessiveness?
I think it's with every kids, right? Yeah, it is possessiveness.
Like, I cannot see.
It is that possessiveness is other. I think it is that obsession. Like, nahi. Like, she's my mom.
I don't know. I don't know the right term or right English word or right native word also. But I don't want to see my mom with someone else. This is what it is, right? Okay. So next thing is adjustment. I feel in marriage, we try to adjust, right? Which is a good thing.
What have you adjusted till the date?
So, it's that, there are a lot of things which I don't like about you. And there are a lot of things even you don't like about me. Don't you feel that we are adjusting? For example, as soon as you get home, you throw your jacket on the sofa.
What?
Like you throw jacket here. Second thing is, you
Sometimes I do.
Okay, you do. I don't like it. I want...
And how about the joggers which are lying around
That's what I'm saying. Even that is included. I'll come and then you also try to, find out the flaws in me. Okay? I'll give you a chance. Let me find out flaws in you. Second thing is, I want the car keys to be kept at the same spot every day. Right? These are the things. These are the flaws. Do you see any other flaws in me?
Any other flaws?
Any flaws?
You're telling about my flaws.
Okay, I have only 2 flaws for now, but you can just pitch in and give your flaws.
You thought about it before coming in.
No, it's not like that. It's not like that. These are the things.
I have some. I think you have flaws too.
Okay.
I don't like when your nails are not cut.
Okay.
Because that is one thing I hate.
Okay.
Your nail ka style, that pattern, I don't like it at all.
This nail ka pattern is been given by my mom.
ऐसा नहीं होता है. It's not like that.
Okay,
no.
whatever it is. Okay.
But you have perfect.
The way she used to cut my nails.
That scares me when I cut Manan's nail.
I know the way she used to cut my nail is like lady ka cut.
नहीं ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. No, it's not like that.
Any more
But
flaws?
I don't like when those are grown.
Okay.
Then I don't like when you nose pick.
Like this? That is
And
something.
I stop you.
I guess
don't
even you
do
also
it.
do it, right?
And when you fart, when you
also
come
fart.
close to me and you fart on
Yeah,
purpose.
purposely I fart and you get good smell, the protein ka farts.
Abhi bhi he did just 2 minutes back.
No, but there was no smell.
She.
Okay, but yes.
But
again,
yeah, those are the adjustments. I don't think like you can, like 7 years, 8 years, 10 years down the line, I may have thought of like, I'll be adjusting to all these things.
Okay. Give me a second. We are making a tea. The tea is done.
It's done?
It's done. I'll get tea. Ta-da-ta-da-ta-ta.
Yesterday, Katie made the worst tea ever. The tea was so worst. I just had couple sips and I was like,
It was more of a water.
let's trash it. No,
It
it's
was-
more of a tea powder.
It was more of a tea powder and more of water and less of milk.
And I hate
And
it.
that is something she don't like it. Do you see the stains? You don't like
Oh,
it,
yeah.
right?
Hey,
So where are the coasters?
Ye tissue paper ne pus.
So I know this is bad of me, but
But usually you clean and give.
yeah, usually I clean and give, but we don't have much time today, right?
Today, yep.
So
Thank you.
Yeah. So the next thing that I want to say about the good thing is about the teamwork. We feel that we are a good team. I'll tell you how. There are a lot of things, in last podcast also I said ki I cook, I do this, I do that. But there are 50% of the things she also does, but she's not aware of that, right? For example, she makes nice chapatis, right? I don't know how to make
I
chapatis.
hardly
Let me
make
complete.
chapati.
Let me complete. She knows how to make nice chapatis. She makes it also. I don't know how to make chapatis. And the best part is, I don't want to learn how to make chapatis, right? Because she already knows it. I don't want to learn things which she already knows. And that is the reason, if you see this, you never learned how to cook, right? Because you know that fact, ki bhai, I know already. Why you have to redo the things?
Now the thing here is, the good thing of adjustment which we were talking about. When he says that I make chapatis, my chapatis are never same. Not even two chapatis are identical. They are always
Right.
different. But here comes the adjustment side of his, where he has never ever complained. I think he'll complain only if it is little hard.
Yes.
Yeah. But even with that one, he'll be like, okay, I can have this with tea tomorrow in the morning and stuff like that.
But at the same time,
So
even
I-
you never complain. I make so much of
Yeah, I never
worst
complain
food.
because I always think that okay, I'm having the food on my plate. Many a times it happens that I'm sitting and the plate has been served.
Ah.
I am always grateful for this thing. I'm not just grateful to you. I'm grateful to God as well that I was blessed to have you in my life.
Okay.
I am blessed, not was. I am blessed to have you in my life. It's a very big deal because when I see people around me, not all of them, things have changed now. Actually, many guys are working around. But then, in general, I'm talking about when you scroll through the reels or Facebook, you see so many stories where people are like, ladies like, I'm the only one working. My husband doesn't support me with anything. And here I am thinking about it. कि केटी को भी ऐसे ही लगता होगा क्या कि आई एम नॉट डूइंग एनीथिंग एंड ही इज द वन डूइंग एवरीथिंग सो आई फील दैट एडजस्टमेंट even that is very important.
Right.
Like if I'm making something with love, then to appreciate it and just have it.
What I feel
The
is
same
even
thing
the
I do.
smallest thing, I think we should appreciate it.
Yeah, that's
right? Like even if someone is giving me chapati, we appreciate it. And before, what used to happen is my mom used to prepare a lot of things, right? We never appreciated it. But this year or 2 years back, we started doing that. Even if your mom gives something, even if my mom gives something, it's like, you have to say that out loud, ki thank you. You have done it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's a small thing. And this way, what happens is even they feel recognized. Right?
Feel happy, and I think that's what
right?
they want
And
to
even
know,
they
right?
started saying at some point,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
They also, even our parents, they started saying
Thank you, sorry,
They started saying
excuse me.
sorry. No, I understand for small things you need not say sorry. But what I feel is when you say sorry, you have kind of, imbibed the practice in you, right? And even your son, he sees that. Right? He sees ki baba, bhai, my dad is saying sorry to his mom. My dad is saying thanks to his mom. oh, that's a good gesture. Maybe he's thinking like that. Even he'll start saying like that. You don't have to explicitly teach him कि भाई अभी sorry बोल, भाई अभी thank you बोल. He has seen it, right? Then he'll also do the same thing, right? If you both fight in front of him, he'll also start fighting, right? So that control we don't have it.
That's the reason I do family hugs, right?
Yes. She does a family. Do you want to tell about the family hugs?
Yeah. So every night before Manan sleeps, we do family kiss and family hug.
Right.
Because he is not a romantic person at all.
Yeah.
I have to remind him, Katie, you did not hug me today. Katie, you did not kiss me today. Aisa sab I have to tell him. Yeah. So I know I have given up now. 8 years I have given up. That he won't remember, he won't do it.
So at least he expects that Manan should be romantic.
Manan should be romantic as in Manan should understand and should be able to show his love. Is what I expect.
See, I'll show you love, but it is very difficult for me to show you every time.
Every time,
don't expect me to,
I'm not a clingy wife.
Post a picture.
No, I never asked for that.
Okay,
no,
good.
I never asked for
good.
it.
I don't want anyone like you to say ki bhai post kar and say my love, happy friendship day, happy Valentine's Day.
I never asked you to do that.
No, I'm just
I don't do it for you.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is ki I'm not saying PDA.
Like
public display nahi chahiye.
Public display. What is that PDA?
Attention. I think public display of attention. I'm not sure. But wo nahi chahiye. I'm just saying ki ghar pe, because as you said, Manan will see and Manan will learn the way you respect your parents.
He'll learn from us.
Correct.
Yes.
The same way, when he sees us loving each other, he will understand the true meaning of love.
Right, exactly. Right.
The same way, if we start fighting in front of each other,
he'll start fighting.
Then he'll think, oh, this is how it is. This is how it should be.
Yeah.
Right?
This is the norm.
Yeah.
It happens at my house. Like, why I can't fight?
So that's the reason I feel before end of the day, like before his day ends, we make sure that we are hugging each other.
Okay.
And we are giving a small kiss and we are like, good night.
Okay.
Right. So he likes it and he enjoys it.
Cool. Good. So the third point is intimacy and romance.
Very important.
Now that you talked about I'm not romantic, what do you think? There are a lot of other people also like me who are not romantic. Right? Is there anything that you think that I should be doing as a husband to be more romantic? As I said, I cannot. Be serious about it. Like, I cannot post it in no PDA. Is there any way? I know you love flowers. That is a gesture of being a romantic person. Is there anything else that, after getting married, do you feel that a husband should do in order to get more romantic?
See, I would say like more of what girls expect is, at least a person like me expects is acute attention. Like, very little attention. Something which no one will observe, but the right person will observe.
Right person as in you?
You and me, kind of. Like, I know that, okay, you are looking at me. Or you're observing
me.
So
you mean an attention, but it should be subtle.
Very subtle.
It should not be like you are being attended.
It's not like if you are in a party and you're like, hey, chalna, let's do this. Aisa wala nahi. I'm not talking about the clingy or the helicopter one. Helicopter term, you know?
No, I know.
So helicopter is like something like, I'm all the time around you, checking on you. Where are you? What are you doing?
Okay, got
Vaisa wala, possessive, obsessive. Vaisa. I'm not expecting that.
Can I give you an example? Okay. So your cute attention definition is, we go to a party. We come back on our way home. We are driving, and I tell you, you remember you were doing this? I really loved about that.
Something like that.
Something attention,
that
like
so nice.
Like you don't feel as if I'm watching you.
Yeah.
But actually I'm watching you. Right?
Yeah. Then giving flowers. All the subtle things. I don't think any girl is like, oh, why didn't you post for me? Oh, why didn't you do this for me? Why didn't you do that for me? Why didn't you gift me?
Right.
It's not all. See, this is a very wrong concept saying that girls are materialistic. It's really not like that. I have so many friends around me. None of them is materialistic. I feel it is more, and we are okay with the surprises. We are fine with the surprises. Who doesn't like surprises?
Right,
I think even guys like surprises.
Right.
So it's not about the gifts and money you spend. It is more of those gestures. Like sometimes I tell you, opening the door, like being
the act of
chivalry. Yeah, you should learn from Shah Rukh Khan.
Yeah.
Okay. So something of that sort, like just making sure. If you remember, one time we were walking in Nest Technologies. In our
The
company.
previous office?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we were walking in the, what do we say that? Trail.
Veranda, trail.
Trail.
Yeah.
So there was this puddle. And there were 2 stones which we had to skip the puddle.
Right.
You were ahead of me. And you are a very much person, like you'll be like, you're walking apna, you don't care.
Kind of self-obsessed.
You are self-obsessed, that
Yes.
you know.
Yes.
So you were walking apna and I was behind you.
Right.
But that one time you looked behind, you gave me your hand. See, technically I don't need it.
Okay. But if someone gives you...
If someone... But every girl would love to have it from her partner, like that care. Like, you know, for example, in my case also, I don't need you helping me with things, anything. I can do everything by myself.
Right.
Including cooking. I can do it.
Right.
I know it. But sometimes it is that love that we expect, that care, you know, like, okay, if you see I'm low, then just like, you know, taking out some time and sitting with me. And the same I should be doing for you as well. I'm not just saying it's for me.
When will you be doing?
I do that, okay?
No, when I'm low, you have to cook sometimes to me. This is something
Cooking I won't like to do. I'll order.
Okay, all right. You have to do it sometimes.
So something of that sort is what I'm thinking. Helping with the thing. You already help a lot. I'm helping you actually. But something of that sort is
what do you think you can pass this question if you don't, if you're not comfortable in answering? What do you think about sex after getting married?
Very important.
Very important?
Yeah.
Okay.
You should talk about it. Like, I feel husband and wife should talk about it. But I don't know what to talk about it.
Because the thing is, I'll tell you, I'll get you a few scenarios. There are a lot of scenarios, right? There were a lot of my friends, you know, they never had girlfriends before.
Right.
Sex was new to them.
Right.
Totally new to them.
Right.
They are like waiting when they'll be getting desperate. Yeah, desperate is a nice word. कि भाई कब मुझे sex मिलेगा? What do you think? What do you think about such guys? Nothing wrong in being desperate of, you know, getting into sex. But for that, what I feel is you don't get married to just get a sex.
Correct. That is obviously.
Is that a correct understanding?
Obviously.
So, what is the system according to system which I told कि भाई पहले शादी कर लो and then you get married. So don't get desperate about that.
शादी कर लो and get married नहीं. You said it wrong.
शादी कर लो and then you have sex.
Correct.
Right? So what I'm saying is कि भाई you don't have to get married to have sex.
Yeah, correct.
Right? Because I know that was mandatory before पहले, but now ज़माना थोड़ा इधर बदल गया है. Right? Just because of नहीं बाबा sex करना. Because I know few people, they were like very, 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 very much desperate. Right? There are some people like this. There is one story. Right? Second story is
people are scared too.
People are scared to do sex. Right? They are, you know, I know a person. I had he's a good friend of mine, and he said that he's scared of doing sex with his partner after getting married. Like, uska shaadi already fixed tha, but he was scared about it. And it was very difficult for me that time, like 3-4 years back. How do I respond?
I had a friend too, friend's friend actually.
Okay.
And we got to know that she's little scared and she's not able to understand how to go for it, what will happen.
This is like, you know, male or female?
Female.
Female, okay.
But the concern from females' end is like, it has always been said that it is going to be hurtful.
Okay.
The first time
even I have heard that when you make love first time,
it is going to hurt a lot.
It is going to be, it is going to hurt a lot, and lot of, you know, it bleeds.
Yeah.
Right? There are a lot of other things too.
Yeah, people have this, and it's all correct. I'm not saying it's anything
but
wrong.
at the same time, there is a, there is a good thing involved also. I don't want to say it in or describe it in words.
Yeah.
But this is what I would say. There are a lot of good things also, right? At the same time, you have to go through few things, right?
Correct.
Right.
So what I advised the friend of mine was like, take it slow. As you said, you're not getting married to have sex.
Right.
You're getting married to build a relationship.
Right.
So the foundation should not be your sex life.
Right.
Right? Your sex, sorry. Foundation should be with, like, you know, understanding each other.
Right.
Gaining that confidence.
Right.
It may take, so that friend of mine, she took 1 year.
To get adjusted to the sex life?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like to get into that
But good
and
thing,
get
no?
intimated.
It was
with-
like before marriage, after marriage?
After marriage.
Okay,
But she was knowing the guy before marriage too.
Oh, okay.
But they were just like, holding hands type wala.
Okay.
They're very much like,
so they
no,
took
nothing.
1 year of time. That's actually, you know
One
what?
year after marriage.
But that
to
is
just
also a
get
good
it.
thing,
Yeah,
na? Ki
yeah.
they took it very slowly and it took it very nicely.
Yeah, right. So that's what I thought ki like, take time. Don't just rush into things.
And
like,
sex
and
is
it
not
should be
only-
like, it could be even like just one person is willing and the other person is like, not yet ready.
Right.
You need to give that time to your partner, especially
Exactly.
when it is an arranged marriage, because you don't know anything about each other.
Exactly.
So it may take
And
more time.
also what I feel is ki sex is not only ejaculation. It is also about, talking some good things. See, for example, if I want to get someone involved in sex, okay, consider I'm a person, okay. It's not like about chal andar chal and then we'll do something. It's not like that. It's about you talk something nice. Okay, मुझे ऐसे लगता है कि okay, let me talk about a framework about a sex. It's like you schedule a date with your wife or your girlfriend and you take them out, right? You have food and then come back home. Have a good talks, right? Start with a foreplay. I don't know. I mean, I'm not a sexologist. And then you make love. Right? A kind of, do you see this flow? So it's not like कि चलो अभी bed पे चलो अभी now we have to do sex. Because I have heard stories about this also. It's not like चलो उतरो अभी sex करते हैं. This is not because the other person is not involved in it, right?
Correct.
Right? So last point which I want to talk about is sex after kids. That is also important.
Very important.
But as a lady, what do you feel ki what is the right time? Like when a husband and wife should get involved in a sex after baby? Because what I feel is I have heard stories like after baby, like husband and wife do not get involved in sex activities.
I would wait. I would wait for at least
So a husband should give enough time to
for the lady to recover, get back on track,
Yes.
get that confidence in herself again.
Right.
Because you have been through my delivery, like the time,
Right.
like you have seen the whole process,
Right.
It's like having a new birth,
Okay.
right? It feels like everything has changed in your body.
Exactly.
Top to bottom, everything has changed.
Right.
Your mind, physically, everything has changed, right?
Right.
So first of all, it's a new life for a woman itself.
Right.
She needs to get adjusted to that new
Exactly.
life, accept that new life, the weight gain,
Right.
the stuff which is like, extra fats and everything. You have to get adjusted to that. Let her get adjusted to her things
Exactly.
first. Then comes the baby's life. So you have to get adjusted to that life again. Then you have stitches, you have stuff like that happening. You have your recovery.
Right.
That is going to take enough time.
Perfect.
In this moment, in this period, if you ask for it, you're going to get a tight
So
slap.
what do you expect ki we husband should wait for that cue from wife?
See, I would really recommend at least waiting for 4 months.
But
at
again,
least.
we should be waiting
And
for the
then-
cue, right? We should be waiting for the signals.
Like see, the way you described it, you cannot expect ki, okay, it is something like starting it from a scratch.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Just the way you made an effort pehle,
हाँ.
you have to make an effort again like that.
Right.
Like, getting into a conversation, having good time,
Have good
and
talks.
then maybe like, see if she's interested.
Right.
But if it is a no, then it's a no.
It's a no.
Then she really needs more time.
Right. Maybe you
So,
talk why no. And you maybe
Yeah.
have a conversation about it.
I won't recommend talking about why no right away.
But at least,
But yeah, you can talk about it if you see that after multiple attempts, you see that is there any, like with a concerned point of view, it's okay if you talk about it. But not with this point of view that why not? क्यों नहीं? अब तो हो गया ना, 4 महीने हो गए. No, that is completely wrong. If the lady wants 1 year, so that is the time people say, जहाँ पे guys look for another woman. And I would say that's the worst thing ever.
Okay.
Because that is the most precious time.
That you have to be with your...
Yeah. But at the same time, I'll also tell you one thing. I've also heard about the stories where women get so focused over on the kid, that they just forget about the fact that they are also married. So they forget that they
They're
have to
married.
play the role of a wife.
Wife also.
Yeah. And by that, I don't mean that getting engaged in any intimacy or anything, but at least showing that concern, love, care.
Right.
And also by care, I don't mean that, running around the husband. But just being nice. If he's coming back from work and you are at home with the baby, then at least having a smiling face towards him and just being like, how was your day? It was all good and blah, blah, blah. Something of that sort. So, yeah, I won't say it's just the guys at times. It's also the girls who, slip away sometimes.
And the last best part of the marriage is you are extending your family. Like my surname, my address is like Tilve. We are extending, like Manan, my son, he'll extend my family, right? And he's the kind of product of ours. वो प्रेम की निशानी जो बोलते हैं, right? So he's like that, right? We have someone whom we love more than ourselves, right?
That's true.
Like I said, कि I'm self-obsessed right now.
But now you're Manan obsessed.
Right now I'm like Manan obsessed. I'm not self-obsessed. I
think
am loving
forgotten.
someone more than myself, right? It's like you see yourself in him because your features are matching, right? Like you have like whatever features mine and like common features. You see yourself. It's like a mirror, and you are a parent now. You want him to grow. You want to share all the things, or you want to give him all the things which you could not afford.
Correct.
During your childhood days, right?
Yep.
This is what it is. These are the good things. But now let's move on to the bad part or the worst part of the marriage. And number one is I'm always in a guilt trip of getting married. I told you also sometimes कि the reason is कि what I feel is I'm destroying your life, yours and Manan's life. Reason being
destroying is a very big word.
Okay, so I'm kind of whatever, fill in the blanks, you put a word. Because what I feel is कि मैं इतना जो काम करता हूँ, whatever it is, I am not giving enough time to you people. This is what I feel, right? I keep on telling every time to you कि भाई मैं तुम लोगों को इतना time नहीं देता, right? ख्याल नहीं रखता. But you know what? I know that I give. This is what I feel कि I know I'm giving 110%. But yet I feel that guilt trip in my mind कि भाई I'm not giving time. I don't know why. Is that sometimes I feel is that because I'm asking you to validate myself? Do I really do it or not? This could be one of the factor, huh? Maybe I'm waiting for your cue saying कि Baba Katie नहीं है ऐसा. You give me enough time, right?
I think more of वैसे ही होता है. The guilt trip is for that every time.
So you want someone else to validate
it. Okay. You just want the confirmation that you're doing it. And obviously in our case, you're giving more than possible. You're doing more than possible, right? So I never have that. In fact, I feel कि I'm doing less. Time होके भी I'm doing less.
So maybe even
is what I feel.
Maybe you have that guilt trip in
that side of the
that
guilt
side
trip.
of it,
Mom's side of the guilt trip.
But at the same time, when you hear from me कि नहीं भाई, you're doing your best, right? But you feel good about it,
correct.
So this is the first thing. Okay. What else you think what is the worst part of marriage?
Worst part I won't say, but I feel like as we also talked about adjustment, right? I feel somewhere we lack that individuality component.
Like we don't have a individuality, at least in Indian culture that we have. Like for example, I can give you example, although you told me. If I'm sitting alone, I want to sit alone. But it does not happen with us and even with you. Even if you are sitting alone, I'll make sure कि बाबा क्यों क्या हुआ, क्यों बैठी है, why this is happening to you, why. Like keep answering question. It's like, me time.
Correct.
It's an individual time.
But I think, no, I'm not even talking about me time because I feel at least in our relationship, we have always respected each other's me time.
Right.
But by individuality, I'm talking about is like all the decisions need to be like, no, it has to be mutually made decisions, right?
Okay.
Like, if I want to plan something of myself, not by myself, I don't mean mera khud ka plan, okay? If I want to just, randomly plan a trip, okay? The first thing I'll have is like, I need to talk to Katie about it.
Okay.
Right? And it is not just me. I think it is with every individual.
Right,
I think even with you. Right. When you were planning to do Vipassana.
Right.
You thought, right?
Vipassana is a 10-day meditation course that I went. Yes, go ahead.
So even that time, you asked me, right?
I asked you.
So that thought will always come first. That, I need to talk to her.
So you are not on your own. You are answerable to someone.
Not 100% yes. You are answerable to someone.
You are answerable to someone. Like, for example, if I want to go out, for a drink, maybe with my friends, and I am answerable to you.
Yeah.
And the reason, there is a reason, because we have a son. We have to look after him.
That is now, but even before that.
Even before also.
I feel we owe the time to each other, because see, when you'll go out to have drinks with your friends, it will be your free time.
Right.
Right? Then as a wife, I'm okay with it. I don't care. But as a wife, I may say that, okay, you have a free time, then why you don't want to spend that with me? We could watch something like that.
Right.
Something of that sort is I'm saying.
Yes.
So sometimes in some decisions, I feel like if I want to have a party, for example, ठीक है, अपने घर पे, if I want to have a party, I have to consult, I have to talk to you before that, right? I cannot just be like, hey, come over everyone. Let's have a party.
Right.
No, you may have your work to get done.
Yes, exactly.
So
basically, it is like authority. Like you don't have that decision making, 100% of decision making authority of anything. Right?
Authority, I won't say, because it will be very formal.
It is an official.
But they are like, sometimes you feel like, okay, both of us have to be on the same page.
Yes.
To like, if we have fought, I cannot go out and chill, right? मेरे दिमाग में all the time it will be there कि why did we fight? Why it happened? So it is like, it is a care, it is respect, I would say. And out of respect that we have to be like, we should, everyone should. So I think that individuality component becomes little less.
Yes.
But if it is a supporting husband like you, I don't see a problem.
Okay. If you're not married, भाई बस मेरा दुनिया है, it's my world. आज पीना है पिएंगे, कल पीना है पिएंगे, इसके बाद एक महीना नहीं मिलना है नहीं मिलना है. I will have my own time.
Correct.
मुझे एक प्रोजेक्ट करना है 6 महीने में. I need no involvement. Let me do it. Do hell with it. I'll do it. Right?
So I wanted to know, like, this is girls ka thing I told you, more of like individuality and all. I wanted to know, do guys have this concept of individuality?
We don't have concept of individuality because I feel कि by default we are kind of individual in our minds. मुझे ऐसा लगता है, right? See, I need me time. I love me time. Like, if you, sometimes what I feel is, I need to go out for a drive alone by myself. I want to listen. I told you multiple times, but you are like, nahi, kyun nahi, no. Because what you would feel कि भाई I'll go and I'll not come. But like, किधर तो जाऊंगा types.
ऐसे क्यों I'll feel यार?
This is what I thought in my mind. But I need individual time. And I think even men, they need individual time, but I don't know if they'll tell it out loud.
But if it is the case, then they should.
need immediate individual time. I know a friend of mine, he said to me कि he was angry one day. He took his car and he just went and he was just shouting out loud. And it felt better after that.
Yeah.
He said he was doing well after that.
Yeah.
So he had some French fries at McD. He was back. He wasn't that. Yeah, he wasn't that. So he was back and he was happy and he was having his normal routine for that day and he slept off nicely.
Yeah.
So it was a good time. He did not know this is a me time. Then I said, hey, this is a me time. You had a very good time. Oh yeah. Actually, now I understood this was a me time. I went, I just, shouted at myself because I was stressed and this was a me time.
Yep.
Right? So that's what it is. Next thing which I want to talk about is intimacy. It is also like the bad part of the intimacy. Don't get into it. Let me explain. Because there are a lot of relationships which I know. Their sexual life is not good. Right? Like a lot of people I know, they are in a relationship from last 10 to 15 years and they never had sex.
Huh?
They never had sex.
Never ever?
Never ever. And
who are these people?
I just don't want to drop any names, but they never had sex. The thing is, one person, either I don't want to drop that also, they don't have urge. They don't have urge to have that sex. But the good thing is when I spoke to them, and they were like, yeah, we have to see a doctor. Right? I was so happy that they are so openly talking about it with me. I'm a third person. I'm the relative, but after that, after a few years, I started, following up with them. But they were like, yeah, I have to see the doctor. They never saw a doctor about that. right? So what would you feel as a part of that relationship? Just consider you are a part of that relationship and you never got that sexual life, never got those sexual experiences. So it's difficult, right?
It is difficult.
Right? So in arranged
It
marriages...
is difficult, especially when not both of them are on the same
because,
page.
yeah, understand, when you do a sex, you release some kind of oxytocin outside. So those are never released.
Like your happy hormones are never
exactly.
released.
I know there are a lot of other ways to release that, like, masturbate and all that stuff. I don't want to talk about that. But the thing is, ki, you never had that sexual experience with your loved one. Right? So, what I feel is...
With your partner.
With your partner, yes. So, what I feel sometimes, that live-in relation is good.
You get to test.
You get to test, man.
Try.
So, because you are under the same shelter, you are with that person, you know his like 24 hours ka data you have, what he does, what he does, like
how
at different
is,
situations,
how she is.
Right? At the same time, you get to experience
physical
the
intimacy.
sex, right? You get to experience the sex. Okay, so tested hai, acha, tested hai. I mean, I don't know. Oh yeah, tested hai. And then you can just go ahead. Just imagine a relationship of 15 years. They never had sex. Never had. Like, one person have a lot of urges, the other person have no urges. And I'm pretty sure there are a lot of other people out there who might have, going through the same experiences. Right? And it's very difficult. How do you tell your parents about it?
No, I feel like in this situation, if I was one of the partners, I would have actually tried consulting a doctor and getting some good help.
But the thing is, consider this. I'll tell you one thing, okay? Consider I'm that person who don't have that urges, right? But it's my responsibility that I should go to a doctor.
Correct.
Right? It's not your responsibility that you should... you can tell me, you can force me.
I feel like it is always a possibility to sit and talk about things.
Yes.
But for that, what matters is like the person who is not involved should be ready to talk.
Yes.
But
and there are a lot of medicines out there.
Yeah, me as your partner.
Right.
It's my responsibility to make you comfortable to talk about.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
It takes time.
It takes time, yes.
It is not something like, okay, aaj shadi and kal you'll talk, right?
So it takes time.
It will take time, obviously. But I would do that. I would start from there. Like, getting that confidence, talking it out, making them feel comfortable. Okay? If it is arranged marriage, I don't know how it will be, like how it will survive, to be very frank. It's love marriage. Ek time pe it will survive because there's love too.
There is a love involved too.
Yeah, there is love, there's that affection for each other, care, everything is involved when it's love marriage, especially to start with.
Right.
So I feel, but it is better if you talk and get some help and get it resolved, because what's the fault of the other person, right?
Right. And also
no
what
one
I
is
feel
at fault.
Also what I feel is, see, I don't want to see a doctor, or I have seen a doctor. Consider, I have seen a doctor and I know my flaws. There are a lot of other ways how I can make the other person happy. Think like that. Right? Like the way flow I said, get out, have a romantic dinner.
Yep.
Get into a conversation. Okay? You don't have a way to do the things afterward, after things. There are a lot of ways. I don't want to drop anything here. There are a lot of ways where you don't have to ejaculate, but you can make other person happy. At least there is a way to do that. Like if you're already married, but if you're into a live-in and you caught this, then there is a simple way where you can get off the relationship if that is important to you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you have accepted that fact that other person...
That is correct what you said, because there are few people who are also okay with it.
Yes,
because
exactly.
The person is what matters.
Person is what matters. And if they've accepted the fact that
this
is what it is, I'm accepting it, don't complain about it later.
Correct. That is
कि भाई तेरे में कुछ झोल है. Right? It goes both the ways. Right?
Agreed.
Yeah.
But you have to find a way. If that's the situation, you have to find a way.
Right.
If you're a loving partner and if you are deep in love, then there's always a way.
Right. And the last part of what I want to tell you, the bad thing is कि unfaithful relationships. There are a lot of things happening where, पति का किसके पास ऑफिस में लफड़ा रहता है या बाहर किधर तो लफड़ा रहता है, पत्नी का लफड़ा रहता है. They have some, affairs like this outside. What thoughts you have?
With that, I would say it all depends. See, as we say, we cannot just clap with one hand.
Right.
I'm sure there must be things which are not making you happy at home. I'm not just talking about physical intimacy.
Right.
I'm talking about in general things, behavior or the way you talk or whatever it is. If you're not happy at home, basically, you may look for options.
Right.
Is what I believe. But my take would be, instead of looking of options, it's better. See, everything can be solved if you sit and talk.
Yeah.
Everything can be solved, right? So even in this situation, if you plan on just sitting and talking to the other person, like, see, these are the things I really don't like about you,
right?
Or whatever it is. I don't like that you're not cooking for me. I don't like that this is how you cook,
right.
Whatever it is. Find a solution for that. There is a solution for everything. Okay, it could be also, as I mentioned before, it could be also that postpartum. I'm not happy that we are not making love, right? Even in this situation, the wife may have her take on that. She may have her issues with it, and once she must be scared. She must be scared of something, like, because there's a lot of things involved in pregnancy and postpartum.
Right.
So she must be scared of something. But unless and until you talk about it, it's never going to get resolved.
Exactly.
And then, instead of looking for those options, like looking out for girlfriend or boyfriend, it is better if you go and get a counseling done.
The marriage counseling.
Yeah, get a marriage counselor. Talk to them why it is happening, what is distracting you, why you don't feel like being home. Get that help. If still it is not resolving, then I would recommend part ways.
Right.
That is better.
Divorce is better.
Yeah, get separated, get it done. Because there's no sense in cheating on anyone, right? Why would you cheat? And at the same time, maximum times it also happens that the guy is cheating on the women. Right? But tell me one thing, will the guy be okay? And still, the guy is cheating on the women and the lady, and still the lady will accept that person just because, like, what people will say.
What people will say.
If
this is the biggest problem that everyone has, what people will say.
If they have kid, then the biggest thing will be my kid's future. Right? But tell me one thing, to be very frank, if the story is opposite, what would you do? Are there do we have the guys who will accept the women with, she may say that, sorry, galti ho gayi, I was wrong. But will those
I think
guys...
There must be some
There
guys.
must be someone.
Like, I don't have a story, so I don't
There
have
must
any
be
words.
someone, but is it that common?
It's not that common.
It's not that common. If you even go on Facebook now and if you read the stories we see usually,
right,
those are the most horrible stories. And people, most of the situations, it's like, I'm not saying the women is not wrong, okay, again, but acceptance is more of from women's end.
Women's end. Then
because they are more tension freak, like, okay, kaise hoga?
Kya hoga types.
But guys are all okay.
Because guys know na ki women ko tension already hai. So they don't take it.
So the thing is that guys won't accept it.
Right. So this is what I feel, okay, about unfaithful relationship. If you are married, your authenticity matters a lot.
Correct.
You have to be that single woman guy, no matter what. No matter what you have to be like that.
But and if jhagde hote hai, right? If you're not happy.
Jhagde hote hai, that's totally fine. That does not mean ki wo get out and find a different girl. No.
Yeah, that is true.
Like you have to stay authentic to that woman throughout your life.
Correct.
You're not happy, get out of the relationship and do whatever you want. You have one night stand, do this, do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Get out of the relationship.
Just do anything, but get out of the relationship does not mean that, that one day wala fight and you get out. No. It's like officially you get out of that relationship, get divorced.
Yep.
Okay, get divorced, get that paper and then do whatever you want. It's your life completely, right? Do
but
whatever,
you have no right to ruin everyone
when you
life.
are in that relationship, you have to stay authentic. Otherwise, don't get married at all. With this, I'll stop the podcast here. If you guys think there are some more things that you guys have any suggestions, feel free to just comment here so that whoever is watching this, podcast, they'll go and check the comment section of this podcast too. And let's try to help each other. Thank you so much. Please, agar idhar tak dekha hai to like
Thank you. Like, share and subscribe.
Bye.